stand. It's brought him right onto the tail.
That one completed. No sign of the rain, which could disrupt this British Grand Prix.
On board then with Pecco Bagnaia, who was decisive, wasn't he, on that first lap of the Grand Prix, making the
slipstream as well as they went down the Wellington straight, and he put the boot in there on Bagnaia. Then now back into second place. Miller will not know all these out, and now Bagnaia with the drive out of Copse into Magnus and Beckett. Bagnaia at
there to get away. Bezzecchi cannot afford a repeat.
He's got to go now. He's got to go now. Here he comes. Hey, Martin with a 2:01.697. He is up now to 17th way through here on Miller. He hasn't got the speed early on of the two Ducati directly. Bagnaia and Alex Marquez contact on that first lap. That was a big scare. That's what
Alice Miller sent straight off into Copse corner. That happens faster than Bagnaia, but Bezzecchi, the fastest rider on circuit.
That's a 10th DNF in the last 17 Grand Prix.
The seat wings are missing now off Bagnaia's bike.
Forecast, so we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on the camera lenses. We'll be keeping a very close eye.
Marquez, Alex Marquez took for his first ever podium here 2 years ago, and he now moves into the
here at the British Grand Prix.
Brad Binder there on screen also set a personal best lap of the race last time around. Brad Binder sent wide as well, but Martin, of course, all the way on.
What has happened to Alex Marquez then?
Is it a mechanical? Look at on the right hand side, his right as we look. Grand Prix, but unfortunately he is out for the moment as he walks back in.
He's gone down. Marco Bezzecchi, well, he made that mistake, then he building the pressure, keeping the pressure on world champion Bagnaia, but this, he was never stopping that, was it? He stayed committed, tried to keep Alex of him, but credit to Fabio Quartararo having started last. He has wrestled that unruly. Next closest to him really was Johan Zarco, a couple of tenths further back, but on that lap set.
Big moment, that crash in FP4 that injured his ankle, that really cost the latest.
Podium battle potentially continued, picked off Luca Marini, so Oliveira now up off the Crypto Data RNF, but they could well be on course for their best day of the season so far. The body as you move the bike from side to side at high speed, and on Binder ahead of him, it's KTM versus Aprilia. Binder at the Brad Binder, and for the first time in history, two Aprilias may well finish
on the brakes, and the front end just cries enough. Bezzecchi disappearing out of picture.
Playing into the hands right now of the reigning world champion.
Yeah, Martin got past
the village. He can hear Oliveira, and Oliveira, through he goes. It was there, wasn't it?
Look at the left-hand side of Johan's tyre. It's the left that gets the hard time.
Zarco, what could be, well, 7/10 of a second at the end of this lap. And now Zarco's got his hands full in soft rear tyre. It's been a tough day at the office of Zarco. He's just trying his best to rub shoulders. They start. We're on board with Marc Marquez. Ahead of him there is Brad Binder, 10th of a second. Bagnaia is able to respond on the factory Ducati in the
behind Alex Marquez, and there is your leading four all in one camera shot, as you said.
7 laps remaining as we look at Pecco Bagnaia dropping anchor on that factory Ducati. This isn't
raining. White flag on its own means riders are allowed to swap bikes, but if it's just
in conditions that every rider hates, it's a nightmare, isn't it, when you see those. Giannini, he's got not much of an advantage over Ralph Fernandez and Frankie Morbidelli behind him, so his day. He's gone 16th to 5th here this afternoon, and it could get even better. Under half a second.
Yeah, they're back in the 202s now. Vinales is going to go through on Alex Marquez. Might he take 2 into 1 here? He's very, very close. Back up the inside again into second place. But
trying to run and squeeze Alex Marquez on the brakes in the Brooklyn. There's no way through.
Been really scary.
Someone's down.
It is sign as well. There are a lot of rain spots now hitting on both of the Aprilias as Alex Marquez and Maverick Vinales were tentative as you in for wet weather tyres, but it's Brad Binder. Bastianini's gone
for a bike change. You've got more to lose if you're at the front of this. Look at Binder sideways. These are conditions that are tailor.
Fast one, isn't it?
Oh, he ran into the back of Bastianini there.
Dear me. So Marc Marquez, high pressure situation he finds himself in. He's the world championship leader. He's got potentially more. Spargo, who again attacks Binder then now into Village, over the line, onto pit lane and gone for their wet weather bikes. Vinales then now again gets through on that turn number 8, doesn't he? Oliveira then at the moment 2 or 3
him, and he's closing back in on Pecco Bagnaia. You have to be so impressed with Bagnaia in these conditions.
As Miguel Oliveira now then
into
he is
now.
up into 3rd place. Oliveira on the factory KTM was the rain master, wasn't
He holds that tighter line on the inside of Binder, who's tippy-toeing through the final couple of corners. And look at the driving, laps slower than the leaders, so that gamble did go into Village and the loop, and you can see basically the front fairing's gone missing from Fabio Quartararo.
No top fairing on Fabio Quartararo's factory Yamaha. He decides to call Alex Marquez. They've been locking horns for quite some time. He's back up into third place now.
You've got to have so much trust in your front.
Here in Silverstone, Simon Crayford just reporting it at stop rating down in.
And before then,
Here he goes then, Alex Marquez trying to make it a fairy tale victory here. Comes off a tight line through Stone, no way through for Bagnaia.
it's going to be Vale there.
Alex Marquez wins an absolute classic Silverstone MotoGP race. Just his second Grand Prix victory in his 300. Brilliant performance by the Portuguese charger. Viñales takes that was brilliant stuff by Alex Marquez. He's your race winner here. Kept that pressure on, didn't he? Pecco Bagnaia. We'll just have a look at this. This was where the Aprilia really came into its own throughout this weekend. That's Paolo Venora. I'm sure he's got a big smile beside him.
Congratulations.